In 2026, single-player gaming is hitting a new level. No matchmaking, no waiting for teammates, no distractions. Just you and worlds created to pull you in completely. This year brings huge story-driven adventures, brutal action games, atmospheric mysteries, and massive open worlds that you explore entirely on your own.
Roger that. Proceed with caution.
Hounded shapes itself into a heartfelt and unusual adventure where you step into the paws of Duke, a loyal border collie suddenly thrown into a world far crueler than he ever knew. One moment you're living a peaceful life on a quiet farm, and the next everything is gone. Your home burned, your master missing, and the lands around you swallowed by tyranny. Guided only by instinct and unbreakable loyalty, you follow Duke's nose through ruined farmlands, mist-covered forests, and settlements crushed under fear, uncovering the supernatural force known only as the Tide. This flintlock fantasy world is stylized yet heavy with grief and mystery, and as Duke, you're not just searching for your owner, you're unraveling the truth behind a power far older than any kingdom. Valor Mortis throws you into an alternate Napoleonic-era Europe, but not the one you know from textbooks. You awaken as a fallen soldier of the Grande Armée, resurrected by plague and bound to unsettling supernatural abilities. From the creators of the parkour action hit, this game shifts into a first-person Souls-like designed to feel raw, weighty, and brutally intimate. Combat is all about precision, parries that can turn the tide instantly, desperate dashes, finishing blows delivered with cold efficiency, and a constant interplay between melee steel, early-era firearms, and the mysterious power that keeps you alive when you should be dead. Noblemen 1941 drops you into a World War II that never followed our history, a twisted, alternate reality conflict where plague, decay, and fanaticism have reshaped the battlefield. You play as a nobleman, a commander-warrior hybrid who fights shoulder to shoulder with infantry while simultaneously giving orders to squads, tanks, mechs, and experimental war machines. The game blends third-person action with real-time strategy, letting you charge into the chaos with your own weapons or zoom out and orchestrate large-scale assaults. The world is grim, broken by disease and war, and every battle mixes realistic gunplay, armor penetration, bullet physics, suppression, morale, with deep customization of your hero, weapons, and army.
The noblemen stand as our chief, only the roar of guns and the shadow of plague. And fight as our sword. They carry the burden of our...
Black State, a story-driven third-person shooter where you join a hidden scientific organization and step through mysterious portal doors into completely different realities, all without loading screens. Each world is entirely distinct. Each mission reshapes itself around your choices, and behind every portal is a threat tied to the dangerous research your employers desperately hide. Developed by Motion Blur Studio in Turkey, the project pushes Unreal Engine 5 and the team's custom rendering pipeline toward near photorealistic visuals, giving every scene a cinematic weight. It's a blend of intense gunfights, narrative choices, strange dimensions, and secret experiments. A game that tries to bring blockbuster visuals and storytelling into a shifting multiverse where nothing stays safe for long. .007 First Light takes you back to the moment when James Bond wasn't yet the legendary agent. when he was just a young operative fighting to earn the iconic 0-0 status. Developed by IO Interactive, the creators of Hitman, the game merges stealth, infiltration, and social manipulation with larger, more explosive set pieces than anything the studio has done before. The September 2025 reveal showcased exactly that. Glamorous parties hiding silent threats, undercover missions sliding into high-speed car chases, and operatic espionage moments built with modern cinematic fidelity. First Light isn't just about action, it's about the transformation of Bond himself, the choices, failures, and ruthless decisions that forge him into Britain's most dangerous weapon.
He just tried to kill me.
Tell me you caught him.
James Bond.
If 009 slips through our fingers, we're the last line of defense.
Onimusha Way of the Sword brings back the spirit of the classic samurai franchise with a sharp and focused vision. You step into the sandals of Miyamoto Musashi, entering a dark fantasy version of Kyoto, where demons known as the Genma corrupt everything they touch. Armed with the Oni Gauntlet and your razor-edge katana, every encounter becomes a deadly duel built on precision. The combat leans into perfectly timed deflections, parries that spark bright flashes of steel, and cinematic finishing moves that feel like scenes pulled from a stylish historical epic. Rather than transforming the series into a massive open world or a punishing roguelike, the game stays loyal to its roots with tight action sequences, intense blade-to-blade engagements, and that signature Onimusha atmosphere where every battle feels like a clash between fate and skill.
Oh, righteous! And after everything you and your awful kind put him through, do enjoy. Were you feeling left out? Here, let me show you something to cheer you up.
Marvel's Wolverine throws you into a raw, brutal, and personal journey through some of the most dangerous corners of the Marvel world. Developed by Insomniac Games, this story follows Logan as he digs into the darkest pieces of his past, cutting through enemies with feral rage and unrestrained power. Instead of acrobatic heroics and graceful web-slinging, you get weighty claw combat, close-range brutality, and a tone that embraces his inner beast. The game travels across locations like Madripoor, Canada, and Tokyo, each dripping with atmosphere and drama. It aims to present Wolverine not as a superhero icon, but as a lone hunter fighting for answers with blood on his hands and memories he can barely stand to face. The game is set to arrive in fall 2026 on PS5, promising a cinematic and savage take on one of Marvel's most legendary characters.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way. But I'd be lying.
Agefield High Rock the School takes you straight into the chaotic energy of early 2000s American high school life and gives you total freedom to stir things up. You play as Sam, the new kid in the quiet town of Agefield, where graduation is only weeks away and every student is looking for a way to leave their mark. With your friends Kale and Axel, you can attend classes, skip them entirely, explore the town, pull off missions, buy bikes, clothes, and tattoos, and basically turn the whole school into your playground. The tone feels like a mix of outrageous teen films and an open-world sandbox where mischief is the currency. The game aims to launch in Q2 2026 on PC, and everything about it suggests a humorous, rebellious, and nostalgia-filled ride through a world where growing up is optional but causing trouble is guaranteed.
Play as Sam Tatum, who saves the day in this rule-breaking coming-of-age adventure. Explore a fully decked-out campus at school and leave their marks as legends.
They want to indoctrinate me even more into a boring fucking life and work 9 to 5.
Got lipstick home from his trip to Mexico, and now they all look prettier than ever.
Like some sort of mindless zombie.
Fuck thinking about college, dude.
Pragmata is a sci-fi action-adventure from Capcom set on a damaged lunar research station where humanity clings to survival. You play as Hugh, a lone human who wakes injured and confused, only to realize the station is falling apart under the threat of hostile AI systems. Your partner is Diana, an android created from a mysterious substance called Luna Filament, and together you must navigate malfunctioning corridors, collapsing platforms, and mind-bending anomalies as you search for a way back to Earth. Combat blends third-person shooting with system hacking, where Diana can infiltrate enemy networks or expose weak points while Hugh strikes with precision. With thrusters for mobility and a hazardous moon environment full of dangers, the game mixes exploration, teamwork, and high-tension encounters.
Lockdown disengaged.
Blackwood is a gritty third-person action thriller that follows Anton Blackwood, a man living two lives in the neon-drenched streets of Brooklyn in 2012. By day, he runs a humble DVD store, blending into the quiet rhythm of the neighborhood. By night, he becomes a deadly assassin moving through crime-filled back alleys, rooftops, and hidden dens of the city's underworld. The contrast between his calm civilian existence and his ruthless alter ego forms the emotional center of the story. Gameplay focuses on stylish movement and fluid combat, where dives, slides, rolls, and environmental takedowns connect into cinematic sequences. Every fight feels like a choreographed scene from a high-intensity action movie, with gunplay, hand-to-hand combat, and stealth woven together.
Today.
Lines one into the gap in letter. That's rolling all the way to the wall. He's around first, digging for second. Here's the throw. Save!
Project Retrograde. The Becoming throws you into a haunting vision of 1995, where humanity's final sanctuary has collapsed under the influence of an ancient parasitic entity known as LUCA. You play as a hardened bounty hunter who becomes unwillingly bound to this parasite, gaining terrifying powers that blur the line between survival and self-destruction. The world is an underground labyrinth, a ruined civilization buried far beneath the surface, heavy with claustrophobia, rot, and the echo of lives long gone. Combat revolves around parasitic transformation, letting you absorb the combat memories of fallen hosts and switch fighting styles on the fly. From martial arts mastery to monstrous close-range brutality.
Be one of us!
You are going to hell. Might be the key.
Stranger Than Heaven marks a bold new direction from Ryu Ga Gotoku's studio, blending their trademark cinematic storytelling with a sweeping narrative that spans multiple eras of a fictional Osaka. You follow Detective Mako Daito as he unravels a mystery that stretches across decades, from the smoky, jazz-filled atmosphere of 1915 to the shifting and war-torn streets of 1929 and 1943. Each era carries its own tone, its own dangers, and its own secrets waiting in the alleys and clubs of a city changing with time. The game mixes noir detective drama with intense action, survival elements like managing hunger and thirst, and the studio's signature hand-to-hand combat flair. Every punch, every clue, and every choice pushes you deeper into a story shaped by corruption, war, and fate, delivering a moody and cinematic journey through a city haunted by its past.
What are you then? Sana.
OD is Hideo Kojima's next dive into psychological horror, described as a project built to test the limits of fear itself. Developed with Xbox Game Studios, the game leans into surreal tension and unpredictable storytelling, embracing the kind of strange, experimental atmosphere Kojima is known for. The title hints at an overdose of fear, an experience meant to push players into a space where terror becomes abstract and personal. The cast includes familiar names like Sophia Lillis and Udo Kier, and early teasers suggest an anthology-style structure where each segment may explore a completely different form of horror. The tone is unsettling and dreamlike, resembling a fully realized evolution of what PT once tried to be. Aphelion is a cinematic sci-fi action-adventure from Don't Nod that strands you on Persephone, a frozen and unforgiving alien world. After a catastrophic crash, you find yourself separated from your partner, forcing you to navigate blizzards, shifting realities, and landscapes filled with hidden dangers. The planet itself feels alive, merciless yet beautiful, a place where every step carries emotional weight. The game emphasizes exploration with tools like grappling hooks, scan devices, and climbing gear, blending traversal challenges with narrative depth. As you push deeper into Persephone's icy terrain, the reality around you bends and fractures, weaving together survival tension, reflective storytelling, and atmospheric world-building.
I lost contact with Dr. Montclair.
Mission control. Anybody copy?
Saros is the next big leap from Housemarque, taking the studio's signature intensity far beyond the structure of Returnal. You play as Arjun Devraj, a Soltarian Forcer sent on a mysterious mission to the alien world of Carcosa during a looming eclipse that casts the land into surreal twilight. Unlike Returnal's complete reset after each death, Saros keeps permanent progression, allowing you to grow stronger, upgrade your gear, and refine your loadouts, even as the world itself shifts and transforms every time you fall. Carcosa is vibrant yet eerie, filled with changing structures, alien technology, and dangerous creatures that evolve with the environment. Combat is fast, precise, and kinetic, merging firearms, abilities, and agile movement into an adrenaline-fueled dance of survival. Loulan, the Cursed Sand, transports you to a myth-infused reimagining of the ancient Silk Road, where a fallen kingdom lies swallowed by desert winds and tragic legends. You play as the Cursed Sand, a skeletal warrior bound to two distinct forms. One is a swirling golden sand form that grants speed, mystic abilities, and graceful movement across dunes and ruins. The other is a raw bone form built for brutal melee combat where every strike lands with ancient fury. Your mission is deeply personal rescue the lost princess of Loulan and uncover the truth behind the kingdom's downfall. The world is filled with forgotten temples, treacherous spirits, and sun-scorched corridors where history and myth bleed together. Halo Campaign Evolved is a complete reimagining of the original Halo Combat Evolved, rebuilt from the ground up with modern technology and a far broader scope. The entire campaign is reconstructed with Unreal Engine 5 visuals, delivering updated environments, enhanced lighting, and new cinematic energy. The remake also expands the classic story with 3 additional missions that take place before the events of the original campaign, offering new perspectives on the conflict and the fall of Reach. The arsenal is larger than ever, featuring 9 completely new weapons, including fan favorites like the Energy Sword, Battle Rifle, and Needle Rifle. The game supports up to 4-player online co-op across PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox, letting squads experience the renewed adventure together.
The Covenant are putting up a real fight. The cartographer must be here. Give them hell, Chief.
Grand Theft Auto 6 arrives as one of the most anticipated releases in modern gaming, carrying the weight of an entire decade's expectations. Set in the fictional state of Leonida inspired heavily by Florida, the story follows Jason and Lucia, a criminal duo navigating a world of neon-soaked streets, chaotic swamps, sun-washed suburbs, and a crime ecosystem that evolves constantly around them. The world is alive with social media parody, shifting criminal networks, wildlife, dense crowds, and a sense of scale unlike anything Rockstar has done before. After multiple delays, the game is officially set to release on November 19, 2026, for PlayStation 5 and Xbox. The long wait has only amplified the pressure, but if Rockstar delivers on its promise of a more dynamic open world, advanced character interactions, and enormous cinematic ambition, this could once again redefine what an open world can be.
Hey, if you got friends...
Before. I think you heard before.
You might have.
The only thing that matters is who you know and what you got.
Hey.
Hey.
Varsapura marks the next major leap from miHoYo, now one of the highest valued private companies in China, with a market valuation exceeding $22 billion. This new open-world project is built in Unreal Engine 5 and shifts toward a more realistic, grounded visual style compared to the studio's earlier stylized action RPGs. The game blends cinematic storytelling, stealth mechanics, and agent-focused action in a world that appears far more mature in tone than previous titles. Details about platforms and release timing remain unannounced. But behind the scenes, the company is going through internal changes with key staff departures that hint at a long-term strategic shift.
Fine. Seems like replicator number 3 needs a lens adjustment. If you want to live, just opened a new route for you. Up you go. You're sealed off. Damn. The chamber's unstable, but I'll get you out.
Resident Evil Requiem pushes the series back toward classic survival horror while introducing some of its most ambitious features to date. The story follows Grace Ashcroft, an FBI technical analyst sent to investigate a string of mysterious deaths inside the Wrenwood Hotel located in a devastated sector of Raccoon City. The hotel is a labyrinth of decaying luxury, hidden laboratories, and lingering horrors tied to the city's history. One of the game's biggest innovations is the ability to switch between first-person and third-person perspectives at any time, letting players shape how they experience each encounter. Built on the RE engine with advanced path-traced lighting, ray-traced shadows, and photorealistic details, the visuals aim to deliver relentless tension.
Stay away from that!
Onimusha Way of the Sword revives Capcom's legendary samurai series with a sharp, focused return to intense sword combat and dark fantasy atmosphere. You play as Miyamoto Musashi, stepping into a supernatural Kyoto era where demons known as the Genma spread corruption through shrines, villages, and moonlit streets. Armed with the Oni Gauntlet, every encounter becomes a precise and brutal dance of blades where perfectly timed deflections, swift parries, and stylish finishing moves define the flow of battle. Capcom keeps the spirit of the original alive instead of chasing open-world trends or heavy roguelike systems, focusing instead on tight cinematic action sequences that rely on skill, discipline, and raw samurai intensity.
Swordplay is a game of strength. You can bring as many friends as you want.
Ananta introduces a vibrant futuristic city called Nova City, where neon lights flash across rainy streets and high-tech chaos is always one mission away. Created by NetEase Games and developer Naked Rain, this urban open-world RPG places you in the role of a top agent working inside a special task force. You build your own team, switching between characters as you tackle unpredictable missions across rooftops, alleys, megacorp towers, and city outskirts. Despite being free to play, the game avoids gacha character systems and instead focuses on open-world exploration and anime-inspired visuals filled with personality. Nova City is alive with strange encounters and quirky surprises that turn even routine patrols into memorable stories. Blood of Dawnwalker drops you into a dark, atmospheric open world set in 14th century Europe, where myth and misery intertwine across forests, cities, and forgotten ruins. You play as Cohen, a Dawnwalker born half human and half vampire, struggling to balance the strengths and dangers of both sides. The game revolves around two distinct modes of existence. By day, you walk the world as a human, relying on swordplay, magic, and choice-driven exploration. By night, you become something far more predatory, a vampire with supernatural agility, stealth, claws, and powers that reshape the rhythm of combat. The world responds to these shifts, creating a constant tension between survival, consequence, and temptation.
Watching from the shadows. And when we were trapped between the two worlds, fighting to even the scoreful behind it all.
He is out there watching, shaping them.
But I became something else instead.
Resonance. A Plague Tale legacy returns to the world of Plague Tale with a fresh perspective set 15 years before the original story. You play as Sophia, a young plunderer navigating danger-filled lands and uncovering ancient mysteries on the fabled Minotaur's Island. The setting is drenched in moody atmosphere where shifting shadows, abandoned structures, and whispered legends build a sense of constant unease. The game leans more into action than previous entries while still retaining the emotional storytelling and richly textured environments that define the series. The island itself becomes a character filled with secrets, traps, and forgotten paths wrapped in myth. Longevity Yin and Yang immerses you in a stylized Ming Dynasty world where Chinese mythology, ancient alchemy, and the pursuit of immortality collide. Developed by 11 Games and powered by Unreal Engine 5, this action-adventure RPG draws attention for its fluid combat, sweeping landscapes, and richly detailed character designs. You step into a world shaped by spiritual forces and traditional legends where every encounter feels like part of a grand mythological tapestry. Combat is fast, elegant, and filled with elemental flair, and early gameplay reveals have already earned comparisons to major mythic RPGs thanks to the game's strong atmosphere and visual polish.